Okay, so thank you for all the great talks so far. They've been very interesting. So I'm here on behalf of Finetech. So Finetech is a submicron die bonding equipment supplier, and we offer tailored equipment and process development. And we're starting to focus in on the quantum technologies world. The way that we see quantum technologies is kind of an evolution of existing technologies. So just lasers, photodiodes, ASICs, FPAs, all these kinds of things that have already been in the optoelectronics photonics industry for quite some time. So yeah, what we see is we've got these 3 or 4 different quantum technologies, such as quantum processors based on like ASICs or MEMS technology, lasers and single photon diode, single photon sources and detectors, such as VCSELs, APDs, edge emitting lasers, and so on. And then the optics and optoelectronics for quantum communications, QKD, photonics, and PIC technologies. And what that means by Finetech is our bonding technologies drive these various different assemblies in the quantum technology products themselves. So thermo-ultrasonic die attach, adhesives, eutectic bonding, and so on. So we see quite a lot of different technologies coming through Finetech, and we just offer this assembly and prototyping and building service, as well as the machines to manufacture those parts in the end. So I won't go too deep into all the various different technologies. I think we've seen enough examples of that today. But what I wanted to do is tie some bonding technologies to end applications. So for example, gold-to-gold thermo or ultrasonic die attach. We see this in a lot of source VCSEL or photodiode assemblies. So where you have these very small components that need a very strong electrical mechanical attach. We also support this with laser bottom heating, thermocompression bonding, as well as ultrasonic friction welding or friction bonding from the top side. The next technology is adhesives and epoxy applications. So this is a big part of optical communications, quantum communications, PICs, anything that goes into the side of like laser light or photons and so on. So again, this comes up in source lasers, the coupling into fibers, the coupling into lenses, as well as any kind of passive optics that happen between lasers and photodiode side. This also goes into actual like chip attach. So anything that goes into wire bonding later will generally have like silver epoxy and reflow. So this can also be done in the same system with a very similar setup. And then we have the indium bump interconnect. So this is a specific technology for quantum processes, for quantum computing more. So superconducting spin-based processes. But we do see this more and more in different applications now as the kind of fundamental technology is maturing. But this is generally for much larger chips, for like RICs and larger functional chips themselves, so ASICs. And indium bonding is also applied for some edge-emitting lasers or laser diode laser bars. And then for thermocompression bonding or eutactic soldering, we see this with a lot of gold-to-gold applications and anything that requires a very high electrical throughput or thermal conductivity. So like edge-emitting lasers and any sort of high-power devices or pump sources and that kind of thing. What you can see here on the left is a thermocompression bonding of a chip to a RIC substrate with a gold interconnect. And then on the right-hand side, you can see the laser bar in an indium or gold tin solder. And then I just thought we have a video here of our newest femto, or our newest machine running. And I'll just talk over it as it's running. So what Finetech can offer anyone from the EPIC environment is process support, process and application development, and consultancy. So we deal with a very wide spectrum of applications, technologies. Some of them are quite standardized and simple. Some of them are much more complex and custom. And what you can see here is something that we're trying to standardize, which is the ultrasonic die attach of VCSELs or APDs onto substrates. And the next part of the video that you see running now is just ultraviolet die attach with an ultraviolet epoxy for any kind of active or passive optics or optoelectronics. So we offer this application as a service, which we also then transfer onto any kind of system purchase that comes later on. And any system that is purchased generally comes with a running process on that system. So you just get the machine landing inside your factory, and then you press the green button, and technically it should run. That's the theory anyways. But yeah, so this is the new system that we're bringing to the market this year as a kind of higher speed production version of our current Femta 2. And then in the coming year, we'll be bringing out a gantry or a portal system for much higher volume production, but with a reduced accuracy of the fine placer line. And yeah, just to round it up, just tying it back again. So we serve the quantum technology market on a basis of our existing bonding technologies and application experience. So what we do is we take our experience with our different modules and our high accuracy automated or manual systems, and we deliver that into R&D or production environments that are growing into these quantum technology directions. So if there's anything that we can do for you, please feel free to get in touch. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.